Hello everyone. I didn't write that, by the way, that bio. Someone else wrote it, but if I had wrote it, it would have sounded like that. It's actually really nice that someone actually introduced me as like a total joker. I actually appreciated that because I love being a total joker. It's a good feeling. That's a text message from my mum from a talk I did a while back. These are not micro shorts. I am aware they're absolutely revolting, but I do actually have jean versions in my bag, and that's what my wife said I should wear. But when I didn't want to wear them on the way down here. And when I put them on together, I thought, perfect, it goes with the red. So there's that. That's the slide that was going to be the only slide that I had to talk about today. It's my favorite slide ever, but it's from so long ago that you can see it's very pixelated. It didn't look very good in here, so I decided to change it. Then I thought, I found this one, I think 2 days ago, and I sent it in. I thought, this is the slide that's going to be the one that's going to allow me to know what to talk about. But I might come back to that later. But I ended up on this slide. This is a slide I found last night. So a friend of mine, John Bergerman, a really great illustrator. I love his work. And I just saw it come up on Instagram, and I thought, wow, that's perfect. So we're all going to that now. It's nice to be here. With you lot. I purposely didn't think about what I was going to talk about until I actually was going to be in this moment right now. So I'm actually living that very idea that I had. So bear with me because I'm not sure where this is going to go. I'm very excited about hearing it. That's genuine. I was going to sort of do this dramatic sort of reveal that I was diagnosed with ADHD, but I forgot that it's in the bio, so that's kind of ruined that bit. This live again, I didn't know that was going to happen, so this is part of the whole drama. But damn, now I've pushed myself off. I don't know what I'm going to go. I'm literally cruising through space. But this is like, you're literally seeing a manifestation of what my brain looks like. And I think that's why I really, really fell in love with this picture, because I feel like what that encapsulates is all the different me's that live in me, which I've kind of now realized is ADHD. And ADHD is something that I didn't know has actually served me extremely well over the years. I was diagnosed, I think, when I was 41. I'm 43 now. Yeah, wow, where to go? I might just chill for a bit. It's quite nice. Now I'm actually here. I did always imagine, I knew, when I walked out, it'd be so nice to be in the moment, because I think one of the big issues I've had with ADHD is that being in the moment is almost impossible. And that slide before that said need more, I think that to me is this thing that I've always had in my head. If you close your eyes for a second, I don't know if you are because I can't actually see, you're so blinded by these lights, but if you imagine, I've thought this before, if you imagine like a sea and you're on a boat, and it can be any type of boat you want, you look into the horizon line, and somewhere out there you know is success, and that's kind of what I've strove for, if that's a word, strove, I like that more. I strove for that for a long time, constantly wanting to feel like I was somebody, I could achieve something. And it was less this sort of the ego drive, but it's more about this quashing this relentless need to not be in the moment, which has been extremely difficult over the last few years, and it's kind of got worse as I've got older. So if there was a curve of how bad it actually is to live in my brain, it was like this for 20 years, great. No, a bit more. And then it's got like this, and the last 4 years it's like this. So hopefully it goes round and then down, actually, because down is good. Oh my God, I've literally made no sense. How good is this? You've got to admit it. I'm the buy one, get one free. It doesn't mean anything. But that already said that, I don't like to talk about, I've done wonderful things in my life. I've been very lucky that I've had people who have complimented my inability to concentrate extremely well, and that superpower, which I think is ADHD, has allowed me to build very successful businesses, and build them while always wearing shorts, which it always blows people's minds. Like, you're wearing shorts while you're in business. Well, yeah, it's okay to wear shorts, if you like them, and even if you don't like if you like not nice shorts, is okay as well. But right, try and put it together, Mills. I know you're here, but pretend you're not. I remember, of course I remember. 3 months ago, I remember walking on Clapham Common, and it wasn't that late, and I just phoned my mum, and which I don't actually always do. She'll like the fact that I've said this, by the way. And I started talking to her, knowing full well that sometimes, with my mum, I usually phone her when I need to speak about something, and I just basically started crying, and she asked me if I was okay. I think her asking me if I was okay was the powerful part of that, because in that moment, I just started breaking down. I mean, I cry a lot anyway, but I cried particularly then, and I just said to Mum, it's not that I can't go on, but I've had enough. I've done so much to try to fix myself. And sort of the last 4 years had been really, really hard, like constantly going from trying to solve my head, this sort of feeling, this of just sort of fear of life in many ways. Like I'd run 100 miles to try to sort of prove that I could do that to myself and see if that would sort of stop the things that go in my head. I'd succeeded in building a very respected design company. I had amazing wife and kids. I had amazing friends. I mean, everything you could kind of want, but yet I hadn't felt good. And Mum said to me that it was okay, that maybe it was now time to have to start considering taking antidepressants. And I think leading up to that, I always thought like that antidepressants had been something. Well, I don't know. They were for people who were further down the line than I was feeling. Like I was definitely able to get up, don't get me wrong, I enjoy living, but I didn't enjoy, every day was like there's some harsh times in it, and I just had enough. I got tired of it. God, where is it going? Somehow it's going to come back again. So actually that was a really breakthrough for me, because in my mum saying it's okay, like some people just are like chemically, and maybe definitely me, like need some help, and actually that intervention could be really powerful. And so I started taking those meds, but that's not the point of me talking. That's just something I wanted to talk about, because they've been really helpful actually, in just like in sort of giving myself a chance to sort of to breathe again. I guess if I had, I know this doesn't really make any sense, but unfortunately this is my brain. So I'd spent nearly 17 years building a business where my entire life was that business. It's all I thought about, all my partner and me thought about was that. In that time, I've had a wife for like 23 years. I've got children at 13, and throughout the most of the time that they were growing up, I was focused on this business that I thought was the thing that if I proved to everyone else that I could do something, if I proved that I could build an organisation that really cared about people, that treated people well, that produced things that were going to help people, then I would feel good about myself. And I think if I think back to it, like even back to school, it's probably like I had dyslexia. I didn't know I had the ADHD, and yet I always felt like I was slightly different, and I always felt like I had to do things differently, and I didn't feel like I fitted into a lot of the things I looked up to. So I guess I was very lucky that I created a business that allowed me to be me and allowed others to be them, and doesn't mean them being like me. 3 minutes only I've been talking for. That's not true, actually. God, if you look at that, now we're just starting. So what is a takeout from this? Well, one is my mouth is so dry I can barely even talk anymore. So I'm going to slowly walk over here and get this drink, but pretend I'm not. I don't like not being on the red carpet. I'm jumping now, pretend this is a different talk now, but I stepped away from my business a few years ago, whereby because I'd always built it to be run by other people who were far better than me. I realised, and the reason I stepped away from the only thing that I thought made me happy was that it wasn't making me happy anymore, because actually what I realised is, at the heart of it, even though it was a big design organisation, design wasn't the thing that was driving me. What was driving me had always been giving belief to other people. I guess it's probably something I really craved. I always craved that people would believe in me, and I think selfishly, I feel good if I feel like I'm helping somebody else. And I realised that that's what really got me excited, not running a big company. And at the same time, I think it allowed me time to myself. I started seeing a therapist to understand about why I felt like I'd lost this drive, which was the only thing that was me. The company that had taken so much away from what I'd put so much into, I was sort of brave enough to step away from it and sort of like, sugar, if I don't have, God, I haven't sworn yet. I realised I said sugar there. I would never have said that. I'm being my best behaviour today. I've taken so many meds today that I'm just literally pacified. You should see me when I'm not taking them. Luckily this is vodka though, but oh, now you shouldn't have laughed because now I've totally forgot what I was saying. This is what it's like to live, but I'm literally, this is I'm taking advantage. I said I would dance, but I'm not going to dance because I can't dance. But flipping out, what did I talk about then? Oh yeah, that was it. I had time to sort of think about, to think about who I was and sort of go into myself. And I guess I realized that with what I was very good at, didn't mean that I was very good at all the other things. And I had my best friend who's like my work husband, Sinks, who'd always picked up all the pieces around me and tolerated me and my sort of perpetually wanting more, which helped grow the business. And then I also had Lise, my wife, who'd always been there by my side, giving me the space and the time that I needed to do what I did. But then suddenly I found myself coming back into this like family environment where, clearly there was a three. God, I've started so many talks here. There was those three, and there was me. And I've been learning for the last few years of how to like get back into that sort of family environment and sort of understand how I'd been and who oh God, what am I talking about? Basically, having the ADHD, when I got that, back to there, when I got the ADHD, whatever it's called, when you find out you are I remember walking home and thinking, wow, this is good. I actually have a label. It's quite nice to actually feel like you are something, and I can represent being ADHD. Maybe that's not a good thing, but... and my wife said that she loved me more knowing that I had ADHD than before, mostly because I guess she realised that I wasn't always doing the things on purpose to be super annoying. So that was real nice, but it's been really, I'm so lucky, I feel really, really lucky that she put up with me for long enough, because I'm really appreciating like actually starting to learn how to just be happy with like the day-to-day, how to be happy with just, I actually lawned the mow, no I didn't lawn the mow, did I? Let me how? Try it. I mowed the lawn, I've only done it once, so that's why I still don't know how to articulate it, but I almost felt quite good doing it. I thought, whoa, I've actually enjoyed it. I don't have to feel like I should be doing something else, which definitely does still happen. 5 minutes I could still talk for, but not sure anything else would come out of it. But actually, it's my time, so I might not talk for 5 minutes, just thinking about what the next thing to say is. If anyone doesn't have ADHD but thinks they might, like when I got asked to do this talk, I immediately said, there's no way I'm doing it, because as much as I was honoured that I was asked, wow, somebody actually asked me, that's awesome. And they'd actually done some diligence. They wrote the bio, by the way. No, they didn't. And I said, no, I can't do it because I'm not very good at actually rehearsing anything, and I also have nothing much to say. I mean, I know that's not quite true, but then, because I think for me, I have to live in the moment. I don't know if that's an ADHD trait, but I just feel like I don't get any excitement out of sort of preparing for something. I just have to live in that moment. And that's why when I walked on here, I wanted to put myself in that position whereby it's like sink or swim, it doesn't matter. Because I think that's how I'd always been in my business life. And I think when people in my organisation or outside of it looked up to me, although they would think, who is this absolute joker? You can be a joker, and I'm super serious about helping people. God, that's another talk. Luckily I've got 4 minutes to start a new one. Oh my God, I'm just feeling this now. It's actually very warm as well, by the way, and I was freezing over there. Right, let's do a takeout just so you don't feel like it's been a total waste of time. The bottom line is, having ADHD is really hard for me, and it may not be hard for everyone that has it. I do take meds. It doesn't really work, I don't think. Even if you take even more, it doesn't work. I just enjoy being in the moment, but I have no way of piecing things together. Like, this talk could have been even better if, oh my God. Anyway, I think I'm going to give up. Take out, if you looked at me up, you'd think, whoa, that person's done some good things and is really caring and helps a lot of people and supports so many different people. And then if you look at this talk, you go, what a joker. And I like that. It's okay to be like that. And I hope, I think my role going forward now is to just try to give more belief and put more into younger people going forward. that you don't have to try to sort of fit into the stereotypical view. We're all different, we know that. I guess that's the point of today. And there's room for everyone with a heart. So, yeah, thank you for having me, by the way. Thank you. Cheers.